Friends, this is last of my series on the videos of car engines. In the first video of this series, we covered the basics of car engine, and in the second video, we covered two interesting aspects of turbo engines and the supercharger engines. And in this video, we are going to cover another very interesting classification of the engines based on the fuel injection, which you always come across when you look around for new cars. GDI, DI, FSI engines. You must have heard of terminologies like MPI engines, CRDi engine. Fuel injection is the introduction of fuels like petrol or diesel, in an internal combustion engine like the engine which we use for cars. Probably some of the older generation people would have heard about carburation. The primary difference between carburation and the fuel injection is that the fuel injection actually atomizes the fuel being injected through a small nozzle under high pressure, whereas carburetor relies entirely on suction created by the intake air accelerated through a venturi tube to draw fuel into the airstream. So over the years, the fuel injection systems have transformed quite a lot, starting from single point injection, which is the simplest type of fuel injection system and commonly used in older vehicles, coming to the multi-point injection or the multi-port injection or the port injection MPI, which is more advanced compared to the single point injection, having separate injectors for each cylinder. So it is more precise as compared to the single port injection, and they can improve fuel economy and better emissions as compared to single port. So it has been widely used for several years in most of the vehicles. A sequential injection system is a further refinement over the MPI, and it allows each injector to be fired individually in a specific sequence based on engine's firing order, more precise control. So it can lead to even better fuel economy. The injection systems have advanced so much, many of the cars and trucks today uses direct injection systems, which has been proven to improve the efficiency. Almost all production vehicles today uses computerized fuel injection systems. The computer controls actually allows the engine to operate at peak efficiency in all situations. So it allows the engines to start right up even on cold days. Some of the old generation people would remember the olden days. If you want to start a bike or a car in the cold days, you have to pull out the choke. After that, you have to let the engine to warm up before you can actually start the engine. So the modern engines definitely don't require this warm-up period. So let us now look at the basics of fuel injection systems. There are two main functional principles for the mixture formations in the internal combustion engine. One is the internal mixture formation, the other one is the external mixture formation. Mixture means fuel and air mixture basically. A fuel injection system that uses the external formation system is called the manifold injection system. There are essentially two types of manifold injection systems available. One is the very famous multi-point injection system, MPI. It's also called the port injection. The other one is the single point injection, also called throttle body injection. Coming to the internal mixture formation system, there are two types again, the direct injection system and the indirect injection systems. The most common internal mixture formation system is the common rail injection system, which is essentially a direct injection system. Coming to electronic fuel injection system, this refers to a fuel injection system based on the engine control unit. Direct injection system actually improves the fuel economy almost by 10 to 20% improvement. But is it reliable? Does a car with a direct injection system cost more to maintain? What are the pros and cons of direct injection system versus the port injection? Let's see how it works and a comparison. The multi-port fuel injection or the MPI or the port injection is a very conventional type of engine today. In a gasoline engine with a conventional multi-port fuel injection system, an electric fuel pump is located inside the fuel tank, which delivers the gasoline to the engine rail. The MPI or the conventional fuel injection system uses a relatively low fuel pressure of around 35 to 60 psi. The fuel rail distributes the fuel into the fuel injectors. Each cylinder of the engine has one fuel injector. When commanded by the engine computer, the fuel injector sprays fuel into the intake port where it mixes with air. From there, the air-fuel mixtures enter the cylinder through an open intake valve. On the contrary, in the direct injection, there are two fuel pumps. The low pressure fuel pump is located inside the tank and the high pressure fuel pump is installed on the engine. The low pressure fuel pump first pumps the fuel into the high pressure fuel pump. The high pressure fuel pump is a mechanical fuel pump driven by one of the engine camshaft. It supplies fuel under very high pressure, over 2000 psi, to the fuel rail. The fuel rail distributes fuel to high pressure fuel injectors, one per each cylinder. The high pressure fuel vaporizes the fuel directly into the combustion chamber during the compression stroke. The question is, do direct injection requires more maintenance? Not very likely, to be frank. The direct injection system is more sensitive to the fuel quality. One problem which is specific to direct injection system is the carbon buildup on the back of the intake valves and on the injectors. Let's see how does it happen. In any engine, oil vapors from the crankcase ventilation system flow through the intake valves. In the conventional MPI fuel injection system, injectors spray directly onto the intake valves. So there is a washing off effect allowed. On the contrary, in the case of direct injection system, fuel is sprayed under the valves. This means that over time, oil vapors from the ventilation system passing through the intake valves can form carbon deposits on the backside of the valves and on the tips of the injectors. It is not getting washed away. This problem is more prominent in high mileage engines, especially if the vehicles are used for frequent short trips. This means that in some direct injected cars, intake valves may need cleaning more frequently. High pressure fuel pump itself is not very uncommon to fail and could prove very expensive. So this is the peculiar problem with respect to direct injected system as against the MPI, but this is not very true with most of the cars or all the cars. So some car manufacturers recommend using top tier gasoline which uses detergent in it, so as to avoid this problem of carbon deposits. Some manufacturers like Ford and all implemented dual fuel delivery system with two fuel injectors per cylinder in some of the latest models. It's called PFDI, port fuel, PFI and direct injection DI. This dual injection system technology should definitely improve the situation, eliminating the problems with respect to carbon deposit. Now the next question is, are direct injection systems are reliable? In general, the more the complex the technology is, the less reliable or more probability of failures. Drawbacks of direct injection system involves more complex design and expensive components, tougher requirements to the gasoline quality, and potentially greater repair costs, especially at higher mileage. However, the main benefits of direct fuel injection systems are better fuel economy, lower emissions, and potential for more power. Now let's look into more details of a very common type of engine classification, CRDi, Common Rail Direct Injection Engine. Most modern engines use nowadays, which is an advanced technology, the CRDi. But the terminology CRDi is generally used for diesel engines. Identical petrol engine classification refers to terminologies like GDI, gasoline direct injection, or fuel stratified injection, FSI. These systems have similar design since they consider a fuel rail that supplies fuel into the injectors. The combustion actually occurs directly in the main combustion chamber. And also the CRDi works in tandem with the electronic control unit, ECU. The ECU gets inputs from various sensors. It then calculates the precise quantity of fuel required to be injected and the timing of injection. As a result, this fuel system features a more intelligent components in nature. Besides, it controls them electrically or electronically. In addition, the more advanced solenoid-based injectors replace the conventional injectors. Solenoid injectors are electrically operated. Moreover, the most modern CRDi engines today uses the unit injector system along with the turbocharger. Additionally, it improves the power, the throttle response and the fuel efficiency. Barring some little bit design changes, the basic principles of the design of CRDi engines remain constant across the brands. However, the performance also depends on the combustion chamber design, fuel pressures, and also the type of injectors used. But you can see that each car manufacturer use different acronyms. For example, Mercedes-Benz uses CDI for the CRDi engine. BMW and Volvo uses just the letter D. Ford uses TDCI. Honda uses ICTDI. Volkswagen uses TDI, turbocharged direct injection system. What is a TSI engine? TSI stands for turbocharged straight injection and was inspired by the technology of Volkswagen TDI. The engine allows higher torque at lower RPMs, which means more power with lesser fuel usage. TSI engines combines a direct injection plus a turbocharger to offer impressive power while still providing an incredible fuel efficiency. Let's look at the examples of some cars in India which offers direct injection system. Hyundai i20, available with a 1 liter turbocharger DI engine. Kia Seltos is also available with a 1.4 liter engine, turbocharged DI engine. The Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza, having a 1.5 liter turbocharged DI engine. Volkswagen Polo, a 1 liter turbocharged DI engine. Skoda Rapid, having a 1 liter turbocharged DI engine. These are just few examples I just gave here of cars available in India with turbochargers and DI engines, direct injection system engines. So the best fuel injection system is a matter of opinion. But most experts agree that the direct injection system is the most efficient and effective system currently available. Since it's allowing injection of fuel directly into the combustion chamber, it allows precise control of the fuel-air mixture. If you're looking for best possible fuel economy and emissions, direct injection system is the one you should go for. But if you're on a budget, then MPI or the multi-point injection system could be a choice for you. If you like my video, please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.